Hello, everyone. I'm Faria, and I'm a product designer here at Relevance AI. And yeah, very excited to show you how I work, how I use Relevance AI. Let's get started. I will share my screen. There are a few things that I'm going to touch on. So, first one is going through what is an agent because it's beginner friendly, defining your use cases, and for those who already know, it could be a refresher for you, and then thinking what you can automate. And then we are going to look into, like, very briefly, like what is AI agent versus what is AI chat, like regular chat GPTs. We're going to navigate through like relevance interface. Then we are going to show some examples of agents that I made, and we're going to also like briefly touch on workforce and chat product within relevance AI. So maybe let's start with this very first one, defining use cases. Here is a little slide that I have for you. So you will get value from this talk if you have a use case. You are either a product manager or an engineer or a designer, just like me, and you're thinking what to automate. You maybe are considering on starting your own business, or like maybe sell AI agents, that could be another use case. Or you already have a business and you're thinking how to automate some processes within your business. It could be any use case, or it could be just to learn, just understanding what AI agents are and what's going on out there. So by now, we are October 2025. Agent is not a jargon, because I remember at the start of the year, agent was a thing. It was just, it sounded very vague. It sounded just like a NFT product that's going to come in and go out, disappear. But that didn't happen. And we kind of all know like what agents are. They're like the next big thing that's already happening. It's like the new iPhone. When before iPhone was launched, people had manual Nokia phones. I don't know how to call them, but agent is basically the iPhone of 2025. So, what is an agent? Let's have a quick recap. So, agents are like digital coworkers who can think, plan, and act for you. It's when you give your AI agency to do things. So, think like you have an assistant who notices that your fridge is empty and it orders your usual groceries, which, for instance, a regular, if you're chatting with ChatGPT, it can't do those things. Where an agent can do things that a regular chat couldn't before. So it orders the usual groceries, adds the delivery time on your calendar, and even reminds you when they arrive, all you without having to ask at all. So there are a few things that's happening. It notices that your fridge is almost empty. It decides, so it figures out you probably need milk, eggs, bread, based on your usual shopping list. It acts, so it orders the grocery, um, and books a delivery slot, and it learns. So let's say you are a vegan now and you drink almond milk, so it knows based on the fact that you're vegan, it doesn't order like cow milk anymore for you. It orders the almond milk, and it adjusts all the future orders. Um, so these are like the core building blocks of an agent. It has a brain. So the LLM, it could be OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic. So when you have a written instruction, it knows what to do with that. So let's say in your instruction, it is summarize this ticket, and it's going to, it knows like what to do with that text. Should I reply? Should I create a task or look up data? It's smart enough to know all of that just from that text. Memory, so it can either have a short-term memory, so in the current conversation, or a long-term memory, so maybe you chat with it like, um, about the same thing over and over again, and it knows what you prefer. Or maybe you tell it like, don't use m dashes when you reply to me, or you form a reply for me, and it knows, and it doesn't form m dashes anymore. Or It remembers like your brand tone, like it knows like Acme is one of your top customers. Then there are like tools and APIs. So these are like agents' hands. They're like pre-approved actions it could take. So all the tools that you have connected with the agent. It could be Slack, it could be Gmail, it could be Notion, anything. And it has a planning logic. So when it has tools, memories, and all that, it knows what to do in which order. So for instance, like it knows like I need to first find the late invoices, then drop reminders, and then wait for approval, and then send. It's not going to send without doing all of that. So it goes through that logic, even though it's quite indeterministic. And then there's the orchestrator framework, which is the manager. So it basically makes all these four parts work together however it wants to, and it's smart enough. Um, so when you're thinking of a use case, think like what is the right opportunity for you. It could be you're a product designer and you're trying to automate your routine tasks, like I have done, which I'm going to show you soon. Or it could be you have, like as I was saying, like you're trying to think like where in your business you could automate, or you might be trying to sell some AI agents that you have created for others. So that's where you are going to think of the use cases, and don't think of AI age like don't use agent just for the sake of it, because there might be things that doesn't need agents, right? But when it does need agent, that's where you should be using agents. So for instance, think where in the platform do users spend time doing repetitive or boring tasks, right? That you could automate. And for instance, let's go through different verticals. Let's say you're an e-commerce. Before you had to keep checking stock levels and manually set discounts, and now the agent can keep an eye on your stock and jump in when there is a time for resale or restock, for a sale or restock. If you are in the CRM or sales vertical, you might spend hours sending the same follow-up messages to people. Now you can set up an agent that drafts and send emails at scale. So you don't need to like worry about any of that. And there are so many more use cases. We have BDR agents as well. Then there's like healthcare. Let's say before you would spend time, chasing patients with like reminders for appointments and checkups. And can you imagine like how much human hour goes into that? And now you can use agents to automatically send reminders and follow up so patients don't miss on those important care. And all for marketing, like you would manually create and send campaign reports, track ad performance. Like if you are making a campaign, you would post that on Facebook. And then after that, you would have to track how your ad is performing, and then create a report how much you spent versus what was the return on investment. Now you could create an agent that could pull like that could first of all send like publish the asset on any social media, and then track all the reports. It's connected with all the tracking softwares that you use, and like Google AdSense, Facebook business, Meta business. And then it's going to create a report for you, all you without having to do any of it. So just think where in the platform you're wasting human time, and then decide the kind of agent you need when you're going to relevance, which I'm going to show you soon. But before, let's have a look and like the kind of agents that exist in the wild. So we could summarize agents into like four different categories. So the first category could be a watcher. So it keeps an eye on things for you, like stock levels, website traffic, or payments. So for example, ping me if the sale drops suddenly today. So it just pings you. That's it. It watches and monitors and then pings you. It could be a summarizer. So if you have like a lot of chat threads, reports, emails, it just gives you a 3-line summary of all the chats and reports. It could be a doer, so it does thing on your behalf, like book the following meeting, send a thank you email for all new signups. Um, or it could be a coordinator. So when something happens, do this. So like when someone fills out a form, add them to CRM, send intro email, create a Slack alert. And usually you might want to use all four of them together or mix match them. So let's take an example. Like you're building a mental health platform and you need to stay on top of like people reaching out to you, booking sessions or dropping off. So if you have that platform, you'd be losing money for every unreplied messages or missed booking or drop offs. Like if you're charging $100 per session, just missing 3 bookings a day means you're down to $300 daily. So over a month, that's $9,000 gone, not because of bad therapy, but because of poor follow ups. On top of that, having a human admin to chase all this can be cost heavy, right? And that can easily add up to like $200 a day if you need them like full time. Where agent in that case can really be helpful. So, as a founder, how do you solve that? Right? So you can create an agent. So in this case, you can connect Relevance AI with Google Sheet. So in this case, you click on create new agent. You have different options you could do, but usually um, you give it a prompt like you are an agent connected to Google Sheet called mental health signups. Each row has like a name, email, sign up date, last interaction, and status. And your job is every morning scan the sheet for people with status like signed up, no booking, and where last interaction is more than 5 days ago. So this was the prompt that I gave it. And based on the prompt, it started making the agent for me. So while it was making the agent, it asked me like, would you like the agent to run 8 every morning? You can change it later. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure. And this is the agent that was created for me. So this is the invent gave it a prompt which I can change however I want to. I'm going to show you a live demo after this. But basically, this is what the prompt, and this is I can like go and accept the suggestion, keep the prompt as it is for now, or like change later, however I want to. And I can then the next step is to like I need to connect my Google Sheet from where the data will be coming from. And this is what it looks like. So in this Google Sheet, I have like Sam, Maria, David, all these folks like who signed up. And this is the status: signed up, no booking, signed up, no booking. Maybe Google Sheet is connected with HubSpot. Uh, and this is what it looks like. So this, for example, this is a sample email. It wrote like, for instance, Alex, hey Alex, hope you're doing well. Just check in to see how you're feeling. So this is like the agent who who made a message for Alex. So as you can see, like I didn't have to type any of these. It can go and like send email to Alex as a reminder. And this way, nobody slips through the cracks and outreach feels consistent and human. And you might ask, what if it messes up, or what if the reply is not human? So that's where I would suggest you to like treat it as an employee. So when you have an employee, when you hire someone, you would they go through onboarding process, right? At the very start, they're like newbie, and then they become expert over time. They learn, and same with agents. You should treat an agent as a newbie employee for you. And in this case, my agent, Maya, she is the mental health follow up agent. I'm treating her as someone I just hired. And at the beginning, I would just don't let her send all the emails on her own. I would just monitor and see what it drafts. And then I manually send. And over time, when I have confidence, I just let it send on its own. And then of course, like if there is like certain issues, so for instance, like there no one replies, or there is a sensitive case, it can escalate to me. I have set up the agent in that way. So yeah, this way nobody slips through the cracks. And also, like, yeah, design for trust and adoption, like users need to know, like, if it's an agent, like if you have a voice agent or if you have an agent that's sending an email, it needs to say that, hey, it's Maya, it's not Faria. um, Otherwise, like, your customer is going to lose trust. So this is an example of what my day used to look like before I had an agent. Like, I used to find recently signed up users on HubSpot, manually reach out to those users. Then I had to draft emails, take notes during interview, and write the summary and action items afterwards. So that's a lot of human time gone. And can you imagine constantly going and looking for new signups on HubSpot? Now I have a user interview agent. So I have this little agent that I'm going to show you soon, but maybe let's jump into the relevance interface. Then I'll take you through this so that you can have a proper look. So this is the Relevance AI interface. At the very start, we have marketplace. In the marketplace, you can marketplace is at the very early stage, and we're just getting started. But as you can see already, like, we have Gary, we have Alex, who have this agent professional headshot generator, or a lot from like Kenneth, and it's getting a lot of usages. You can either clone an agent from here, you can buy, or there are like free ones that you could use for your use case, or you can sell in marketplace. So when you sell, usually, like, your agent will go through review process by us. In my case, my agents were rejected. I need to resubmit them. I didn't have a chance to, but yes, you can, like, sell your agents in the marketplace as well. Then you have chat, where you can basically chat with your agent. We'll come back to it towards the end, once we have finished making our agent. Then don't need to worry about tasks. Like, you need to worry if you have other use cases. As a product designer, I don't worry about tasks at the moment. My main interface, where I refer to always, is like agents, tools, and workforce. So these are some of my agents. And then you could also see, like, credits. So, like, if I go to manage organization, I can set up a usages limit. So if I'm working with someone in the team, I can set up a max credit or max action. So if it goes beyond 500 credits, it's not going to let the user do that, or it's going to send me an alert. I can set up however I want to. And yeah, that's basically, this is like the summary. And then, yeah, and you can also, like, yeah, go to community, go to settings. Usually we also have a copilot, which is a very hidden feature. You need to press Command K, and Command K is going to help you with anything. So if I press Command K and I ask the agent to, like, how do I build an agent, it's going to tell me how to do it. It's quite handy, like, compared to like ChatGPT, which is more agnostic. This is more relevant specific chat, AI chat that can help me guide the relevance interface. So, for instance, it's like, okay, great question. Here is how can you can do it. You need to click the new agent button, top right of the agent's page, and then do all these, which is quite great. So yeah, if you are stuck at any point at relevance, just press Command K, and super helpful. So now let's build the agent. Usually you would click, yeah, new agent. You also have the option to create a phone agent. So, like, if you are have like a customer support use case and you want an agent to, like, talk with someone. And in this case, let's make a new agent. And you're like, okay, how do I do it? You don't need to worry. Usually, let's say, I don't know, I want to make a accessibility checker agent, who is going to, let's say, I work with a lot of engineers and product folks who might not know, like, what the accessibility rules are in the web. Like, if like if certain design meets accessibility criteria. So I want to guide them if when they share their design or like screenshot, I want to guide them if that screenshot meets accessibility criteria or not. So I'm going to create an agent for that. But I don't need to like know how to create a prompt. If I want to, I can create from scratch and write the prompt myself. But usually what I would do is I create a new agent, and in here I would write um, accessibility checker. And there are tools like Prompt Cowboy that can help you write. It's a free tool that you can use to like write your turn your lazy prompts into great ones. So in this case, I just like give it word vomit like accessibility checker, and it's going to create a great prompt from me. And I don't need to even worry. I can use this as a starting point. So it's my lazy prompt accessibility checker, and it's the great prompt. This is the situation. You're working on web accessibility consult as a web accessibility consultant, reviewing digital content and interfaces, and it meets all the WCAG criteria. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to pass the WCAG Web Content Accessibility Guideline criteria, AA. And yes, that's the AA. That's the minimum standard baseline. It already knows that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to paste it here. And once I do this, it will get started. And the inventor is making this agent. So while it does, I can just play with my agent. I can move it around. And as you can see, it's logic in here. To-do list, create, configure basic agent information. So it's doing its tasks. While it does, I will just keep playing with the agent or do something else. But yes, once it finishes making the agent, you're going to see how it looks like. You can't do anything else at this point. It's just making, and it takes time. Any platform you're in. Cool. While it does it, maybe let me show you how. Well, sorry, at relevanceai.com. Let me show you what other agents I have got. So I have Lily, recruit new user interviews. I was showing this to you before. So it's connected with HubSpot. And I can choose what model, like LLM, Lily uses when it's replying to customers. There are different models. I could have like a performance optimized model or cost optimized model. But in this case, I'm just going to stick with Cloud Sonnet because I know like it does really good job with like content writing. Um, because in this case, it needs to send an email to customers. Let's see, it's still running. Okay. So in this case, this is connected with my Gmail. This is connected with HubSpot. This is connected with my Calendly calendar, where I have set up the dates which users can go and book in my calendar. And the objective it has is like your name is agent name, your email address is this email. Your task is to enroll users who signed up at Relevance platform into a two-touch email sequence to book meeting for a user interview session. So how we know who signed up in the Relevance platform? We know that from HubSpot. So that's when this is the trigger we have in HubSpot. So like this means that agent automatically runs when certain data or event occurs in HubSpot. So in this case, like new signups or someone who has used the platform more than X amount of time, it's going to read it's going to reach out to them, and this is connected to like Betty's like one of our employees at Relevance AI, his account and his HubSpot account. So any actions or data pulls happens through his connected HubSpot workspace. So this is the trigger that it has. I can set up like a maximum trigger it could have, like how many times like it can it's going to send an email and look for users. I can set up a limit if I want to. And remember, I was telling you like agents have a memory. This is where it has the memory. So you can give it a long-term memory. So it knows from your conversation with users what it needs to do. Or like when you chat with it, it knows what to do. Or it has a short-term memory as well. We are not going, there are escalations. So if there are like some edge cases that you set up, it's going to send you an email. And these are the connected tools. This is it's connected with my Gmail. I set it up manually. And there are cases where I let the agent decide. Sometimes I decide. You can set up the rules however you want to. So let's see what it has done. Waiting for my response. Update configuration, adding recommended tools. Cool. So it has done the whole. We are back to the web accessibility consultant, and it has created the agent for me, and it has made it's suggesting all these tools to me: a color contrast analyzer, which we already have, a fire crawl web scrapper. If there is a tool that does not exist, it's going to invent with AI. Screenshot one, it can take screenshot, blah blah blah. I don't need to worry about any of that. I'm just like, yep, whatever, let's add the tools, and it's adding the tools. Oh no, I need to like now connect. But basically, as you can see, it has created the agent for me. I need to just set up some accounts, but maybe let me show you one where I already have the connected accounts. So this is Lily, and let's go back to my second one where we have the accessibility card, Buttercup. So here I created Buttercup using Invent, and it already had these tools that it found from our tools library, or like in some cases it created on its own. I can't remember what it did, but this is Buttercup. What I'm going to do is, this is a website, and it's purposefully designed to be not accessible at all. As you can see, the text is hard to read. There is not enough contrast from the background and the foreground. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and I'm going to give it to Buttercup. So I'm going to ask it to like, what is it accessible? Accessibility. Does it meet accessibility guidelines? So we asked this question, and let's see what it does. It's working, it's working, it's thinking. Da, 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 da. And you can see what it does. It's checking my screenshot. And once it finishes doing, it's going to give me a response basically. Do not wait for it. This is an example. I had a chat with it before, and I asked it the same question: does it meet accessibility criteria? And this is what it told me. The white text over the bright background is a bit risky. It might not meet minimum 4.5 contrast ratio by WCAG for normal text. So it's showing me what's wrong and also what I could fix, which is quite cool. So I have built it that way. And sometimes when I make the agent, I would go and I would ask it questions, and then I will refine it furthermore. I can like go and test the agent in here. When I'm testing the agent, I can just simulate what it's going to do, and once I finish doing it. So like once it finishes doing it, I can go and like see what's wrong. Maybe it gave a response that I didn't want it to give, and before, for instance, at the very start, my agent was very technical and giving very technical replies, and I asked Invent like if it could refine my agent and ask it to make it more user friendly when it replies, and it did it. So you don't need to like manually go and change any prompt to for this. You can just ask Inventor to like refine your agent. Maybe we can test with this. Da, da, da. Mm, refine agent. This is the inventor, refine agent, and uh, make it meet WCAG, WCAG AAA standard instead of AA. So let's see what it does. It's going to like just refine. So you don't need to like go and write WCAG AAA here. This is going to do for you on its own. But yeah, it takes some time. That's the new LLM life. Um, okay, we'll get back to that. Let's see what happens. But let's go through all the other agents that I have. I have Bubbles, the user voice agent, and it's connected with my Slack as well. So like from Slack and Posthog. So on Slack, if I tag the agent and ask it like, hey, how many users we have, and what kind of devices they use, and it's going to like reply to me with what like who our users are. So like for instance, where most of our users are from, and it's showing us the data like where our users are from, what language they speak, etc. Cool. So this is one example of my agent. Then I have the vibe coder. So for instance, like if someone is vibe coding something, I might want like, and they might not be designer. They might be like, they might not know like what are the best practices for UX UI. So this agent might help them with their designs instead of like a designer being there all the time. So I created it as I was showing you before with our cowboy prompt, and I also gave it tons of knowledge. So all these knowledges in this case are like our GitHub knowledge, and I just like added them here so it knows like how our um, design system works. So it's going to give prompt based on that. So I asked it some questions like, hey, got feedback from customers, da, 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 and it gave a reply. It showed like option A, do this, option B, better UX, do this, which is quite cool. And it's also connected with my Slack. And let me show you another example. So in this case, wait, I think, let me just, do you guys have any question? First of all, sorry. Alex? Okay, cool. Um, let's go to our one of the agents that we have. It's connected with Slack. And usually how you'd connect the agent with Slack is basically by, let's just close this. Is by, let's give our, so for instance, Buttercup, the accessibility card. So how it's going to work, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to add again. So I'm going to give it a trigger, a Slack trigger. So in this case, I'm going to click on Slack, continue, and you need to usually give a keyword. We are making much more improvements in this to this experience. So keep an eye. But for now, you need to give a keyword. So the keyword could be vibe, and it's going to be in Faria test. Cool. Channel. So I click continue, and it's reminding me you need to tag Relevance AI in your Slack message, and then the keyword. So at Relevance AI agent, can you help? I understand. I can enable a working hour for my agent, and I set up the trigger. So this is what it looks like. Let's go to Faria test. I ask it at Relevance AI, Vibe, can you help me? Sorry, Vibe, can you help me? Was it Vibe? PS5. Can you help me with accessibility? Check. And it's going to form a reply for me. Uh, it's like, got it, your agent is cooking up a reply. So see, like I don't have to even go to the run tab to chat with my agent. I can just do that from Slack. Like a really good example for this is the pixel art maker. So before coming to this, I asked it, Relevance AI, make me a wizard demo for Relevance AI Live. And it's like, got it, your agent is cooking up a reply. And it created this wizard for me. Cool. So, and as you can see, like our everyone at Relevance, they love this agent. So you don't need to like go to a different chat interface. It's like really well connected where you work. Cool. Then we went through these. Then I have Vibe Coder. I have Content Designer agent as well. It's linked to my GitHub. So like in GitHub, if someone makes, because I can't be everywhere or our designers can't be everywhere. So we have this content checker agent, which checks for like all the UX writing best practices, error messages, etc., um, or our brand voice when someone like maybe an engineer ships something, maybe and a design couldn't review it. That's where our Blossom would jump in. And if the GitHub, if there's a PR, it would leave exactly one comment on the PR with the complete content review feedback, and it's up to the engineer if they want to take it or not. But it's not going to bug the engineer over and over again. Never comment multiple times on the same PR. And these are like some of the examples of the runs that I have made. So, for example, I gave it a run, like I gave it a task, like error 404, and it's smart enough to know it looks like you have encountered error 404, which usually means the page or resources you're looking can't be found. Blah 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 blah. So the style guide, use sentence case. We couldn't like so. Sorry. We could remember. Like yeah, if you'd like to review specific error messages, sorry, let's go through this. Another one. Okay, here's a good one. Error 404 not found. Thanks for sharing the error message. Here how I would review and improve it for Relevance AI's context following your guideline. So it's like it uses technical jargon. 404 that means nothing to the user. It doesn't show anything. It blocks the user. Users wouldn't know like what to do next. So it gave me two options. Option one, we couldn't find what you're looking for. Check the link or try searching again. Or looks like this page isn't available. Double check the address or head back to your dashboard. So this is giving me some really good content copies that I, as an engineer, now could use in my anything that I'm shipping. So it's well connected. Now there are some things that I could do as well. There is the workforce. So I have the product design workforce. And workforce is basically a group of agents that can collaborate to complete a workflow. So it's like a small AI team. And these are my three product design agents. Like one is accessibility checker, one is user voice, and it educates everyone about who our users are at any given time. And we have the content designer agent. In this case, like you like each agent has like a specific skill, right? And you decide when and how they can talk to each other. You can set up the trigger in that way. So it's quite nice if you have like if you want to like have like a multi-agent orchestration. And then we have chat. It's our new product and still in beta. But basically what I could do with it is like I could ask it, I can talk with my agents, I could create a slide, I could create an image, I could do a research, I could search web, and it's quite powerful. So, for instance, like if I ask if I ask Buttercup, the accessibility guard, hey, can you help with this design? And I give it to do, and I give it this image. It's going to, oh no, maybe let's give it another image. Let's give it this one. Whoops. Give me a second. Okay. Does it meet accessibility guidelines? So this is just another way to chat with your agent when you're not in the in the run or build tab, like much more user friendly as well. You would use like build and run when you're building an agent, but if you just want to like interact with the agent, you can just come to the chat interface. So it's just showing like what it's thinking. It's running the LLM vision tool that's connected with like the accessibility guard, and it's going to basically form a reply. I'll skip through that, but yeah, like just think like one challenge that I have for you is pick one repetitive task today if you already don't have one, and automate that with AI agent at Relevance or any other tool. But yeah, just start using iAgent for your use case. Yeah, that's it. Thank you all. And I'll come back to the live and I'll stop sharing my screen.
And I'll start sharing my camera. That was amazing. So we've gone through your accessibility stuff. We've seen how it can really look at your images and help in that regard. And so I just wanted to chat with you quickly. You had your 3 Powerpuff Girl ones, right? Interesting that you use Powerpuff Girls for your agents. I feel like we all have our themes for the agents that we want to do, but a lot of mine are Doctor Who ones. So you're a big Powerpuff Girls fan?
Yes, I am. I'm just like cartoon fan. So I have Powerpuff Girls, then I have Adventure Time theme ones.
Nice. And as
Yeah.
I said to you before, you've got Grogu in the background there, Baby
Yeah.
Yoda. Maybe we'll see a Grogu agent come through at one point.
Oh, yeah. In marketplace maybe soon, hopefully.
A Din Djarin one. I'm just waiting for people to share questions, but I feel like your session was incredibly self-explanatory. So I might just ask you a couple questions myself.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously we work together. I know the work that you do, but obviously some people here don't know you as well and don't know the work that you do. And so I'd like to just ask you, obviously AI has changed the game for so many different jobs in the last 2 years, right? When ChatGPT came out, as someone that works in support and has dedicated her life to customer experience, it was like, oh shit. I was like, oh crap. And now I'm a lot more confident with it. So I guess my question would be, when ChatGPT kind of hit the market, as a designer for you, what was the first thing that you thought that you could use AI for that you're now using it for?
Yeah. First and foremost was understanding technical details. I think like as a designer, I have no idea how backend works. And before I would have to like really like try to do Google search or like go to Stack Overflow and understand all the engineering docs when I'm designing something. And it was technical and I was collaborating with an engineer. And when I discovered ChatGPT, I was like a baby. I was like, oh, what's this? And it was like all magical to me. And okay, I knew it could chat and it could understand what input I'm giving it. So I would just like copy and paste all the engineering docs to ChatGPT, and it would explain me in very simple language what those things meant and break down for me. So it was like my use case was like, oh wow, I can understand everything now. So it was like a buddy for me.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it, and like seeing it as a buddy, or like the wording that we use a lot now internally or externally as well as co-pilot. I
Yeah.
um I have been really co-piloting, especially with Anthropic models recently. when we get very technical questions with customers that come through and we're like helping us, asking them to help us, sorry, asking us to help them with their Python configurations.
Mhm.
I can code in Python, but it's a lot of swearing. It's a lot of like, oh, this is the worst coding language I've ever had to deal with. And so now I just go to Anthropic and I'm like, help this customer. So that's, yeah, that's been fantastic. And so I love that Copilot idea. Got a question from David. I noticed in chat there's now a choice to choose an LLM model. I can make some assumptions, but can you talk more on this and where chat is going? Oh, that's a good question. I'll answer a little bit and then I think I'll hand over to Faria. Both of us don't directly work on the chat project right now. But what I will say is this: we want chat to be an interface that, yes, you can go and choose all your different models. It is a bit of an LLM wrapper in that regard. But then you can then use chat to call your different agents at once. So I've got multiple, I mean, Faria showed you within the demo today how she uses chat. As a support person, as a head of support, I often use chat in many different ways where I'll go, I've just got this ticket and I've built this agent that will turn tickets into feature request reports or bug request reports or this or that. And sometimes I want to do all these things at once. So I might use chat to call on this agent. I've got Fiona, the feature request reporter, and she's going to create a feature request report for me. And then I've got Rory, the respectful response writer, because this customer's a bit irate. So I'm going to get Fiona to do a feature request that's going to send it to my team. And then I'm going to get Rory to come through and go, here's how we de-escalate the situation, all in the same chat. So we do see it as the interface where a lot of customers are going to use moving forward. And we're going to have the builder platform where people will build their agents. And then we're also going to have the chat platform where people will use their agents going forward. So hopefully that answers your question. Faria, did you have any other questions any other thoughts on chat?
I think you explained it perfectly.
Perfect.
Yes.
Amazing. Claudia has asked this: is it possible to distribute as admin of my account to manage the number of credits that individual users can spend per agent or workforce? Not per agent or workforce, but per project, Claudia. If you are on one of our higher tiers that allow you to do by project, you can set usage limits and alerts. So how that works is you can go into your settings page. I believe it's in plan and billing. And from there, you can set a usage alert where you get alerted when you hit a certain number of credits used, or a limit where you won't be able to go any further if you hit a certain number of credits used. And that's across your organization or your project, not an agent or workforce at this time. Cool. David is still typing. I wanted to quickly ask you while we're waiting for some more questions, Faria. So we're now in 2025. We're soon to be in 2026. The year has flown by. And so I can see as a designer, you came on board and you immediately were like, here's my Powerpuff Girl agents and all that kind of stuff. And you were a very, very AI first designer. How do you see vibe coding and using cursor affecting the design role moving forward?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I have been thinking a lot about this. I definitely see a future where I think given that AI agents are taking more of my routine tasks, I can get to do more of the things and really expand my skills. And I'm using that time to like focus on learning maybe how to vibe code better and learn a bit of like engineering, like back end, front end. And I see a world where I don't have a crystal ball, but I think my role is going to evolve into like a product design engineer. So I product design encompasses my product thinking and design thinking, but engineer doesn't mean that I am a full stack engineer who senior engineer. I am a baby junior engineer. So I'm a product designer who knows how to at least ship a code, like production ready code, maybe vibe coding, even though I don't know how to like write uh, code myself. So yes, I definitely see the role evolving more into like product design engineering, and everyone can like vibe code and ship, but maybe like designers are the one, like product design engineers are the one who know what the best practices are, and what could be, I don't know, like what are the accessibility criteria or what are spacing criteria and rules, you know. And then you have like PMs who also know some design, engineers who also know some design, but their vertical is like engineering or product. But we are also expanded across horizon. Hope that explains.
Yeah, I think that's a really good example of like how to think about it, especially in the product design engineering triad. I mean, that's the way my old company used to refer to it, as like a triad model. And so I think that there's going to be a lot more shared responsibilities within the triad moving forward, but you'll still have your niche be design and product thinking, and the product manager's niche will still be product thinking, and then the engineer's niche will still be engineering. But you also expect to be the expert in design, but also have skills in those
Mhm.
areas. I think it's a major unlock. And I think it's one of those times that we can really freak out about AI. And sometimes I do freak out about AI. I'm thinking about the ethical ramifications of AI. I'm thinking about the environment. I'm thinking about all these different things. But I think in your example, it seems like it's unlocked a lot for you. A
Mhm.
lot of mundane, a lot of the trivial tasks that you had to think about and like really spend a lot of time on are being taken away. So now that you can do more, you can unlock more, you can build more. I think that's fantastic. I feel the exact same way in terms of support, to the point that I think that we internally at Relevance need to change the name of our team and also the name of our job titles, because I think saying that we're just support specialists is just incorrect. I would say that we're customer experience engineers. So
Mhm.
we work on the queue, we support our customers, but we're also engineering solutions that help our customers directly. So that's something that I'm trying to push for currently. But I think it's a really fantastic new like thinking and framing that these roles aren't going away, they're
Mhm.
evolving into something new, which I really love. David has a question. It's a really funny one. What's the most agents you've seen in one workforce? 100 plus is in my support. In the last 6 months working in support, I've seen 100 plus. And we turned around to this customer, unfortunately told them that they weren't set up very well as well. I don't think that you need 100 plus agents in a workforce. It's going to be a very complicated workforce. Some of the ones that I've seen that are very complicated but work incredibly well, around 35, 37 agents in a workforce, and they all are in different categories and they span one department. But yeah, that would be the 100 plus would be the ones that I've seen. Pat, when teaming up with your agents in a workforce, is there a particular workflow that helps to link them according to the projects or tasks to ensure it works perfectly? And if not, is there a way to stop it from consuming credits without going to the particular agent that's using too much credits? I'd use conditions, and make sure you've set up your workforce using these conditions and using AI connections instead of just next step, where it'll automatically go to the next step in the workforce. So if you use conditions, and be very clear on those conditions and say only use this agent in X scenario and don't use it in any other scenario, then you should be sweet. If you're also worried about credits, then you can also move down to a more cost-effective model or a more balanced model. For example, my most expensive agent right now is using Sonnet 4.5, and every single run is thousands of credits. And I'm just lucky that we get to dog food our own tooling and I don't have to pay for it. But it's very effective with answering support tickets. So that's why I'm using that model for the time being. But yeah, we've got Claudia typing as well. So we'll just wait quickly for her. But we've got 4 more minutes left. How the agent send WhatsApp message? I think this question is a bit not related to design agents. So Shelley, if you want to reach out to our support team or leave it as a question in community, we'd be happy to answer there. But we also have some documentation on WhatsApp. It's available in the pro tier and above currently on our new pricing model. If you're on our old pricing model, it'll be on team and above because it is an expensive integration. Embed agent on the website for online call. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you can go to our docs to see the options for sharing your agent. Claudia, is it possible to buy or clone a full workforce team of agents? Yes, there is. So we have many workforces in our marketplace. Faria, do you have your design agents in the marketplace?
Not yet. I should have that. I will submit some.
Perfect. And once you do, I'll take a look and approve them once they're ready to go. But yes, we've got lots of workforces in our marketplace as well. George, who might still be on the call, George, you have many workforces in the marketplace. And he's shared them in agent templates as well. So you can go and take a look at those in the community as well. But there's also many in the marketplace ready to go, and a lot are free. So go take a look. Okay, cool. I will wait another couple of seconds for any more questions, but I think we should be good to wrap it up there, unless, Faria, you have any final thoughts to share on just your philosophy for building design agents?
No, my philosophy is just like go and build an agent. Just start automating your routine tasks.
I love it. I think that's the best way to go. And it's a philosophy that we share in support. Whenever we have customers that say, hey, how can we build this agent? I go invent it, see if it
Yeah.
works, and then iterate on it. So I think just do it. Got Shia LaBeouf in my head. Is a fantastic way of just getting stuff done, getting shit done. Let's say it. We're Aussie, we can swear. But yeah, love it. Thanks, Faria. This has been an amazing session.
Thank
Um,
you.
Oh, awesome. We'll end it there, guys. If you've got any more questions, feel free to leave them in the Relevance AI community question section. We're keen to help you out on your journey building agents. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Chat to you next week. See ya.
Bye.